So while we're here, let's discuss another helpful tool, which are the rulers and guides. Now, these things are sometimes turned on by default, sometimes they're not, but in this case, if they're not turned on, all you have to go and select is from the menu bar, hit View, and find yourself the rulers option and make sure it's selected. You could always use a keyboard shortcut for those as well, and the keyboard shortcut is Command or Control on a Mac, Command R, and those will toggle your rulers on and off. Now, the cool thing about the rulers is you could use them as a guide as well. A guide will help you make sure your margins are set, or if you want to draw something inside a certain area, you could just pull out a guide. So let's go ahead and lay a couple of guides down so we could make an easy selection in our next project. So the way you could bring your guides out are by just simply going over to the top area using your let's have a move tool. Let's make sure that we're all selecting the move tool here so that we're on the same page. Just hovering over the ruler, which is at the top here, and then clicking and dragging and bringing that down. So you'll see a little dotted line that comes out, and that is your little guide. So make sure you're pressing and holding down the button, the mouse button, and then once you're happy with where you want it, so let's put it right there, you just let go and it'll turn into a little blue line, and that is your guide for that instant. You could bring as many guides as you want. If you just keep bringing them, if you don't like it, you could always just undo it, or you could just hover over one of these things and then drag it up and above into that ruler area, and it'll just delete itself. The same thing applies to the other side. If you're on your left side, and locate your ruler, and then click and drag yourself a guide from that side as well. And the same applies to that side as well. You could bring as many as you want. You could just populate this whole thing. And if you're just feeling adventurous, you could just fill this whole thing up with guides if you want. But for our case, that's how you bring out the guides inside Photoshop. And yeah, that's now another easy way to toggle these guides on and off is if you don't want to see them all the time, if you want them to just disappear for a second but you still want them there, you could just simply go to the View menu once again and go to your show item right there. The show item will show you all these things, these extra bits that you could have shown on the window. So for now, you'll see the guides are turned on because you pulled those guides down. They by default will get turned on. So if you want them off, you could just simply press the guides button, and also you'll see the keyboard shortcut to do that, which will toggle them on and off. So if you easily just go there and press the guides, they'll disappear, but they're still there. But what it'll do is it'll just take it off the screen for the time being while that thing is turned on. You could bring them back by going in to View, same menu, Show, and hitting Guides, and it'll come back on. Once again, you could toggle them on and off by hitting your keyboard shortcuts. For this instance, it's your Control and semicolon, and that will toggle those guides on and off. So that is your rulers and guides.